All right. Welcome back to NW Sportscast. We're doing Zoom this time, as you can see. And let's get right into this. So, we're doing the full episode. And the first segment is champions, plus the losers. So, Levi,
Yes.
what you got for your champions, Levi? Champions.
For me, I had to go one of my champions. You know what? They're the underdogs, but they made the World Series. It's the Tampa Bay Rays. My goodness, I mean, come on. How did you expect the Rays to make the World Series? Did you? I didn't. I thought it would be the Yankees, maybe the Indians, but no, the Rays made it. Good for them, and I'm just happy that they beat the Astros. And my second winner, I went ahead and chose the Chicago Bears. You know what? At 5-1, I had no idea the Bears were going to be this good. They have been the only team to, in 6 weeks, they've convinced me that they are 4 wins better than I originally thought. Right? I had them at 5-11. Now I have them going 9-7 and in the playoffs. How did that happen? Well, the Bears defense is so good, and their offense has been good enough to get them through. I've been so impressed with them, and you know what? 5-1, they were my highest climber on the power rankings today. One of my favorite teams in the NFC too, but just, always with bad quarterback play. So,
Levi, how do you feel about Nick Foles?
Nick Foles is not their future. I mean, let's be honest here. He's 32 and he's been relatively bad, slightly better than Trubisky. They've both made 3 starts now, and Foles has been about this much better than Trubisky was. So, I mean, not much to see there, but I
think he's good enough to get them into the playoffs, but I don't know about Super Bowl.
Foles can make it to the playoffs.
All right, Levi.
Yeah. What?
Loser, Levi.
Oh, and my loser, I went ahead with the team that the Rays beat. It's the Houston Astros. The laughing stock of baseball, man. That garbage can scandal really did hurt them. And I'm just happy to see them out of the playoffs for once and for all. You know what? The Astros, they have a good team, but miscues, man, miscues. I thought they were going to come back, down 3-0, winning 3 in a row, but I'm so happy to see them out of it. You know what? This is great. Astros, that garbage can scandal, that really hurt them, and I think they're going to start reeling for years to come. I mean, they wouldn't make the playoffs under normal circumstances.
That's true.
Seth, your two?
Well, for my winners, I had the Chiefs. They signed Le'Veon Bell, a big win over the Bills. I mean, just a good all-around week for them. So that's a good winner.
Yeah.
And for my other winner, I have the
Did you have the Buccaneers?
I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They humiliated Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. A big win for them, and if they play like that every game, I think that team can make the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And then my loser for the week, is Ezekiel Elliott. He fumbled 2 times and led to 2 turnovers in the Cowboys game. Not looking like the best running back in the league anymore. Really hurt that team and made Dalton have to throw 50 times, and that's not what Dalton should have done at all. So bad game from Zeke.
Yeah, he lost them that game. Let's be honest. I mean,
2 turnovers.
Andy Dalton didn't play great, but I will
2
talk about
picks.
the Cowboys and my loser. Should I just go into my loser while we're on the topic, Cody?
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so my loser is the Cowboys. I mean, obviously they lost Dak Prescott, but lots of people thought that Andy Dalton could still get the job done, and I think that this week kind of proved that is not the case. They went from one of the best scoring offenses, and their defense was the problem, to now their offense being just as bad as their defense, putting 7 points up against the Cardinals, which, I mean, last I checked, the Cardinals doesn't have an elite defense, so I don't know what happened there. And on top of that, they let the Cardinals score 30-something points, forget the exact number. Overall, we knew the Cardinals was a good team, but we didn't know they were that good. So it's probably the Cowboys just being that bad. And I don't know. They were like a borderline loser because they're still in the division lead somehow, which is absolutely insane at 2-4. If this keeps up, they might have a losing record like the Seahawks 7-9 team and win the division. But I don't know. I think they are a loser because, again, Zeke just played terrible and they look the worst they have.
I got my blue and white Cowboys colors today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerry Jones. Isn't it crazy that people thought they were a Super Bowl contender, and now they're
I
this?
thought that was crazy. You know what? Oh, and it looks like Seth may be having some connection issues, but we'll have to proceed without him at this point.
Want to get into your winners, Drew?
Yeah, my winners are the Dodgers, which obviously they're winners because they came back and beat the Atlanta Braves. Feel bad for Atlanta fans, but gotta do what you gotta do. They played really well, and just like Levi's winner, the Rays. I mean, you're a winner if you make the World Series, even if you have 5 times the salary cap as Levi's winner, the Rays, which is absolutely crazy. And why I think personally baseball should have a salary cap, because that just seems unfair to me. But I mean, obviously, if you have a good enough GM, both teams can be in the same place. So, I mean, that proves that even the small teams can make it. But yeah, the Dodgers are definitely a winner because they made the World Series.
Yeah.
And my other winner is the 49ers because they were an elite team, obviously last year making the Super Bowl. And this year they just seemed to kind of go off a cliff. Garoppolo did not seem to be the same quarterback. They had lots of injuries. They got their butts absolutely whooped against the Dolphins, for lack of a better term. But they came back against the Rams in Sunday Night Football, and they got a huge win against the top 10 football team, in my opinion. So that proves that they can still hang with the big guys if they play a good game and Garoppolo doesn't make any mistakes. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, Seth should be coming on soon. All right, he's in. Right, soon. So let's just get into the recap of the NFL predictions. Levi is in the lead now, 8-6. No, last week he's in the lead. 8-6.
Yeah, I finally won a week at 8-6. I didn't think that was very good, but it was a weird week in the NFL, so I'm just happy to get 8-6.
You're still last in overall though.
Yeah, and I think I'm still 10 behind Drew, so it's gonna be a long shot if I come back and get the win overall. But I'm feeling good at the week.
People watching, this is like our overall NFL predictions. Each game's a win.
7-7 this week.
Who went 9-7?
No, you went 7-7 this week.
Ah, okay. Well, 50%. That's not that great, but you know.
Hey, it's better than the time that I went 6-8. So.
And now 6-8.
Yeah. Seth had a rough week, but I mean, this was a tough week. Honestly, this was a very tough week. There was lots of upsets.
Cody, Drew's still in the lead.
I know. You're still in the lead.
Where did I go, Cody?
You were last, but you're still second overall.
Like, where did I go this week?
6-8.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to go to power rankings or predictions?
No. We're going to this. So we got some week 5 overreactions around the league. You guys think these are true or these are false? So the honorable mention, the Patriots are in trouble, and the end of an era of dominance may be upon us.
That's not an overreaction. I agree with that. The Patriots are definitely in trouble. Loss to the Broncos, tough loss to the Broncos. I don't know why Drew's so high in the Patriots. I don't know why Levi's so high in the Patriots. I don't know why Coward's so high in the Patriots. Patriots are not a great football team, a borderline playoff team. That's not an overreaction.
That is an overreaction. And Coward does have them out of their top 10, but I think that's an overreaction. I just think that, Cam Newton was coming off of COVID, couple weeks of, not being able to train with people.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think that really affected them, that the fact that they couldn't train for the last, 2 weeks as a full team. So I think I'm going to give him a break this week. I think Drew Lock he didn't have the best game, but I don't know. I feel like he was better than Cam Newton.
Yeah, their defense completely shut down Drew Lock, and because of the limited practice, I'm going, that is an overreaction too. That's false. Patriots, they're still a good team, and Bill Belichick, he's the best coach of all time. He's going to get them back to the playoffs. You know it. All right, what's up next, Cody? Number 1.
Now we got 10 of those. Just say true or false. Quickly give us a little bit of information about that. And so 1 is the Browns are still terrible, and it's time to move on from Baker Mayfield.
And I disagree with that. That is not an overreaction. The 5-1 Browns or the 4-2 Browns are definitely not terrible. And I do not think they should move on from Baker Mayfield yet. And I say yet because if Baker has another game like he did that game for the next 5 games, let's say, and they're 6-6 after starting out 4-1, then you have a question: are they legit? But as of now, definitely not. No.
I disagree with the first part, but I agree with the second part. I think the Browns are good, but I do think they should move on from Baker after this year if he doesn't get the job done. So, I mean, I agree with both of those. But,
I'm in the same boat as Drew here. I'm going. That is a true overreaction that they should move on from Baker, but they're not necessarily terrible. They're going to be in the playoff mix, but you know what? Baker, he's just not really the answer, and we saw that on Sunday with those picks at the start of the game. Just hurt them so bad.
Yeah.
All right, so number 2, Cowboys are nothing without Dak and might not win the division after all. Seth?
That is definitely a true statement. Cowboys are nothing without Dak. Dak can walk into the office today and say, here's a check for however much money I want, and they would sign him to that deal. That's how bad it was for the Cowboys this week. They need Dak. They're a terrible football team. Eagles are going to win the division. It's over for the Cowboys this year. I'm sorry.
I'm going false on that. I'm completely not both the Cowboys being bad. You know what? That was one bad game against the Cardinals team that just came in. You know, Kyler Murray never lost in that stadium, and
Kyler Murray was 9 for 24 passes.
I think twice.
Kyler Murray completed 9 passes and they blew them out.
Yeah, because they had a good run game, and you know, Kyler Murray as a running quarterback did really, really well against the Cowboys defense. They had no answers for him. But you know what I say? Andy Dalton didn't lose the Cowboys that game. He actually completed more passes than
that's what I'm saying.
Did. And you know who
Cowboys
lost?
Is that bad. Their quarterback can do better than the other team's quarterback, and they can get blown out.
Ezekiel Elliott was the guy who lost the game for the Cowboys, and the reason Dalton threw those picks is because he was playing from behind. The Cowboys will win more. Maybe not next week. I don't know, but they'll get back on track. They're still.
I agree with that. The Cowboys are nothing without Dak. However, I disagree with the fact that they're not going to win the division. I do think they're going to end up winning the division because the Eagles don't look great, even though they had a great comeback win. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, or not a win, comeback. You know, they had a chance after being down by 2 scores, getting shut out in the first half. So yeah.
All right, number 3, Aaron Rodgers is no longer an MVP candidate. The Packers might not be as good as we thought. On the other hand, Brady is still the GOAT, and the Buccaneers are right there with the Hawks for the best in that.
True. Well, I mean, the Packers were a unanimous top 3-ish team across pretty much all power rankings, and the Bucs kind of blew them out of the water. It was not close. The Rodgers was not even in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And Rodgers is out of the MVP conversation as of right now. So I have to agree with that. Bucs being as good as the Seahawks, that might be a little bit of a stretch because they lost to the Bears. But I could see where you're going with that. So, yeah, I'll agree with that.
For me, I'm going false. I think this is one bad game for Rodgers. He's going to bounce back, and he's going to be just as
you can't have that bad of a game,
going into the rest of the season. The Buccaneers are just not there yet. They still have issues with their offense.
Buccaneers defense is good, to be fair. Yeah. Their defense is good.
Great. If their offense keeps going like they did in that game, they're a legit threat. But we have to.
That's what I'm trying to say. The Packers have played bad defenses the first 5 weeks. Now they play a real defense and they get absolutely blown out. The Packers.
Sure, but how many defenses are as good as the Bucs?
Probably like 10.
No.
I'd say like 5.
Yeah.
I would say 10. 5. The Bucs are like a borderline top 10 defense.
Okay. The thing about the Bucs defense
in the top 10.
Thing about the Bucs defense is that their run defense and pass defense are both very strong. They don't have
like 5 though. So that's still like all right. Defenses behind the Bucs, I feel like, could also do that if they have a good offense. So.
I agree with that statement. So does Seth. Levi does not.
Statement 4. Titans and the Steelers, both undefeated, have surpassed the Ravens and Bills and are now among the AFC's top dogs with the Chiefs. I feel like that's probably, to me, false.
Okay. So is this the Steelers passing the AFC?
And the Titans.
And Titans
are now passing the Ravens
and the Chiefs, or the Ravens?
I would disagree. With that. I think they're on the same level as the Titans, Chiefs, Ravens. I don't think they passed them yet, though.
No,
So,
you
no,
can say
I
they're
won't
on
agree with that.
No, he
I'm
said
going
they're on the
true
same
on
level
this
as
one. I
the
think the
Chiefs.
Steelers and Titans are both legit Super Bowl contenders, more so than the Ravens and more so than the Bills.
All right.
Well, I don't think I don't think they're past the Titans yet either. So, I don't agree with it.
No, the Titans were one of the two teams, Drew. It was the Titans and the Ravens.
Okay, well, I don't think
It
they're
was
past
the
the
Titans
Ravens.
and the Steelers.
Titans and Steelers. All right. I think that's true. Titans and Steelers are second and third best teams in the AFC.
I think Ravens are second. Or no, I think Ravens are third, and Titans second, and then Steelers fourth.
Why are you so low on the Steelers? This is making me mad every single week.
My goodness, 5-0. What
I
more do they
have them in
to
my
prove?
top 5, dude. I have them in my top 5.
What
but
more do they have to prove to you?
They beat the Browns. I need to
Yeah,
see
they
them
beat
against
the
an
4-1
elite
Browns.
quarterback. I want to see them against an elite quarterback. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
But
you know,
look,
that's totally fair. The Browns looked absolutely trash. So
Yeah, I told Steelers fans last week power rankings. I'll put them in my top 5 if they beat the Browns. They're in my top 5, so I don't think I'm that low on them personally. But
I think you are that low on them personally. But
all right, what's next, Cody?
All right, so next we have Carson Wentz saved his starting job when he pulled off a team of backups within 2 points of the Ravens.
well, I don't think he was ever going to get benched, so false. But I guess sure he.
Yeah, wait, you're saying this is false?
Well, he
The
was never
question-
going to get benched.
The statement is he saves his starting job.
I think even if he didn't have a close game here, he still would have kept his starting job. So false. He didn't save his starting job. He already had his starting job locked in.
Well, I'm going false, but for a different reason, because you know what? In the first half of that game, the Eagles offense could not move the ball until who'd they bring in? Jalen Hurts. They brought him in more as a running back, but still, I think that even though Carson Wentz took this team to get within 2, his job is still in jeopardy. You know what? He's been one of the worst quarterbacks this year by any metrics. He's thrown way too many interceptions, turns the ball way too much. So I think that Jalen Hurts, there's still a chance that you might see Jalen Hurts as the Eagles starter in the rest of the season. If their season keeps going the way it is right now.
Well, wait. Did you ask me a question, Levi?
Well, it's your
No.
turn.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I think that this is the first week that I've actually watched a full Eagles game from start to finish, and I really don't think Carson Wentz is the main problem personally. I just think that
Agreed.
that he's not good enough to entirely carry the offense. He needs some pieces around him, and he just doesn't have that right now. So I don't think his role was ever in jeopardy. However, Jalen Hurts really did kickstart that offense at the start of the second half. So you got to give him some credit. But I think Jalen Hurts is more of a Taysom Hill type quarterback right now in his career. So I think he's doing fine in his role right now. So no, I don't agree with that just because I don't think his job was ever in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So you accept the same. All right, next. 49ers are back after beating the Rams. 3-3, but still contenders. Okay?
What was the second part of the question?
They're 3-3, but still contenders.
Okay, I agree with that. The Niners are definitely contenders, and they just beat the Rams. It was a good win. The score was closer than it showed. If you watch the game, it was farther. But
Yeah, I'm going true on that as well. Look, they got Deebo Samuel back this week, and immediately
And he
their
was a
offense
beast.
looks like it's
He was an
completely
absolute beast.
changed.
first play of the game, 40-yard catch and run off
Yeah.
the defender, rolls up off the ground. What a run. I mean, that was a great game for Samuel, the Niners. They're definitely back. Definitely a wild card team.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. So, yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah, pretty.
I mean, they beat a top 10 team, so
Yeah.
they're my winner. So, yeah, they did bounce back. I think the Rams were top 10 team last week.
All right, what do we got next, Cody? Number 7?
Giants have been improving every week with their defense led by Coach Joe Judge and have a legit shot at winning the NFC East.
Definitely not. This is false. The Giants have no chance at winning the NFC East. Sure, they beat the Washington football team. They're not coming close to the Andy Dalton Cowboys, and they're not coming close to the Eagles. No.
I'm going true on this one. You know what? The more I watch the Giants, this is a team that has so much grit. You know what? They are playing in every game. They've been playing in close games. Really, every game they've played in has been close, except for the 49ers blowout. But besides that, they've lost 4 close games, and now they have a win under their belts. They're 1 game behind a Dallas team that, I don't know. I still think the Dallas team can win 7, but if the Dallas team only wins 6, maybe the Eagles win 6, I think the Giants could be right there. If they just put it together a little bit more, their defense is borderline top 10 in the league right now. I mean, you look at how they've been shutting teams down. They shut down the Rams. They shut down the Steelers when they played them at the first game of the season. So you know what I said, the Giants are definitely should be taken seriously in the worst division. How can you not? They're only 1 game back.
I'm gonna have to agree with Seth on this one, but I think it's a little closer than Seth is making it. I think any team in the NFC East has a shot. I don't know if it's a legitimate shot, but I think anyone in the NFC East has a shot right now. So I'm gonna have to agree with Seth and say this is an overreaction, but I see where Levi's coming, kinda.
All right. Sure.
So next we got Buda Baker is the best safety in the league, and the Cardinals are really, really good.
Okay, the first part is a stretch. Best safety in the league, maybe. Top 5 safety for sure. And the Cardinals are a really good team, so yes, that's true.
All right. True.
Was the first part of the question Buda Baker the top 5 safety
Best safety.
No, number 1 safety.
in the league?
Yeah.
No, I disagree with that.
I said top 5.
Maybe last week he was number 1. Maybe. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to every team's. I wasn't paying attention to every team's safety.
But did you watch the Cardinals game?
But yeah, the Cardinals are a really good team. So yeah, I'll agree with that.
I'm going true. He is the best safety right now. It's between him and Minka Fitzpatrick, and I think it's him right now. And I'm going semi-true on the second part. Are the Cardinals really, really good? I think they're good enough to be in playoff contenders. I think it's either them, the Niners, or the Rams for the final wild card spot right now. I don't know which one gets it, but the way it looks to me, it's the Bears, Bucks in the first 2 wild cards, and then probably either the Cardinals, Niners, Rams. So I think they're good. Not really, really good yet, but the way Buda Baker's playing, man, he was amazing against the Cowboys. Maybe it was just because of the Cowboys.
Buda Baker was by far the best defensive player this week, and
I mean,
I'm not saying he's number 1.
Literally, like he is so good.
I'm not saying he's number 1, but he's guaranteed top 5 hands down. So.
I'll say this: I'm worried about him on the upcoming game.
I'm worried about the Cardinals. As a Seahawks fan, I'm scared of the Cardinals. So
I'm always scared of the Cardinals, though. We somehow end up losing to them every year. So
that's true.
Next time,
We always split it with them. All right, what's next, Cody?
Tua had a 2-for-2 day in his first drive. He's the future GOAT, and it's time for the Dolphins to start him over Fitzpatrick.
Well, they're already starting over Fitzpatrick. That's the news came out today. So
I saw that. That is still an
basically, do you
overreaction.
think it's a good idea that they're starting him?
Yes, but he's not going to be the future GOAT. That's an overreaction for sure. It's good they're starting him, but definitely not the future GOAT.
Okay.
I do not think they should start him right now just because Fitzpatrick has been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He literally scored I don't know how many points against the Niners. It was a lot though. I forget the number.
No, yeah, Fitzpatrick's playing well.
And what? Tua has 2 passes and they're like, "Oh, Tua."
Yeah.
I don't think Fitzpatrick expected him to take the job yet. I just think that Fitzpatrick expected that they wanted to just see what they could do at an end of a blowout game. So I think Fitzpatrick is just as surprised as all of us because when Tua got called in the game last week, he was cheering and clapping his hands and stuff. And if you knew he was going to take the starting job from you, I don't think he would usually do that. So I think he's really surprised. I know I'm really surprised. I think Tua is going to be a Pro Bowler at some point in his career. I really like Tua, but right now Fitzpatrick is playing too good, in my opinion, to bench him. So
yeah, I'm going false on this as well. You know what? How do you bench a guy who is in the top half of the league in every category for quarterbacks? I mean, top half of the league in touchdowns.
No, but here's what I said.
Top half of the league.
Here's what I say.
Yeah, I get that he's thrown 7 interceptions.
No, finish.
But still, Fitzpatrick has been. I mean, he's been a borderline top 10 QB, and the Dolphins are 3-3.
All right, look, here's what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
The Dolphins probably had a plan coming in this year. Fitzpatrick's going to start the first 5 to 8 games, and whenever they feel like Tua's ready, they're going to put Tua in. Even if Fitzpatrick's better than him, they want to get him developing. So the Dolphins did not expect to listen. The Dolphins probably did not expect to be 3-3. So they probably still think it might be a fluke. They're going to stick with their plan. They're going to start Tua. They need to develop him to get him to the player that we all think he could be.
I know, but when you have a chance to make the playoffs after 6 weeks, I mean, they're 3-3. That's they have a legitimate playoff chance. I say you play the best quarterback, and I think the best quarterback right now is Fitzpatrick. So
This is why the Dolphins are a bad organization, because they make.
You're not making the playoffs if you stay 500 the whole year. Okay, so you need to take a chance at putting your young superstar. He only did the playoffs.
No, I know, but you're not gonna be 8-8 and make the playoffs. But
that's what I just said.
Yeah, I know, but you're not down and out at 3-3 though. They thought they were gonna be 2-4, 1-5, and you're out of the playoffs at that point. But 3-3, you have a legitimate shot. No, but you have a chance. You have a chance to
so you have
bring your franchise
superstar and see what he can do.
How do you know he's a superstar? How do you know he's a superstar?
Yeah, you have no idea this guy's gonna be a superstar.
Okay, put in your number 3 pick in the draft. Whatever, close enough.
But here's what I'm talking about Tua, though. If Tua comes in and doesn't do as well as Fitzpatrick, and he doesn't do as well as Burrow and Herbert, then people may start doubting on Tua after just one season. Wow. Okay, you're going really cutting us off here, Cody. All right, what's the final overreaction?
Bill's offense is suddenly bad, and Josh Allen's first 4 games must have been an anomaly. Still not enough.
I disagree with that. I don't know. I don't know if you can have 4 anomaly games. Usually when you have 6 games and 4 of them are outliers, the other 2 are usually the outliers. Last I checked. So I disagree with that. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm going false on that as well. The Bills' offense, they weren't great in the past 2 games, but they were facing 2 pretty good defenses with the Titans and the Chiefs. I think they're going to get back on track eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree with this one. Chiefs, a good team. You can't really beat the Chiefs. They're looking unbeatable right now. And Titans also looking good. I think Allen had a couple off games. He's not an MVP candidate anymore, but he's still a good quarterback. They're just still rolling.
Okay, Cody, what do we have next segment?
All right, we got baseball.
Baseball, okay.
The Rays beat the Astros in Game 7. Yeah? What do you guys think on that?
Good news for baseball.
Yeah.
MLB's worst nightmare was the Astros winning the World Series. And I know some people were rooting for Dodgers, Astros, rivals clash, but I think it's a perfect thing. What happened is, you know what? Rays beat the Astros out. Rays are in the World Series. I'm rooting for them. I got my Rays blue tonight. So go Rays. You know what? They got a bunch of likable guys on their team.
Yeah, and as a baseball fan, you love to see it. Astros not in the World Series, so pretty nice.
I mean, I love underdogs in general, always have, and the Rays are an underdog. I mean, they have such a small salary cap, and yet they're still where they're at. I think that's super impressive. So, yeah, I love the World Series right now. I feel kind of bad for the Braves because, I like the Braves, but they won earlier than the Dodgers have. I believe the Dodgers won in '88 or something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah,
and the Rays
I remember
getting paid $4 million less than Garrett Cole is. I mean, that's crazy.
I remember that Rays outfielder who he said, if you guys don't know our names by now, you should start looking us up and figuring out who we are. The Rays have so many guys that you probably haven't heard of until this year. So
yeah, but they're good, so that's all that matters.
Okay. So,
Cody, you're muted.
Dodgers, they beat the Braves in Game 7 too. Yeah. Solid win.
Yeah, look, the Astros almost pulled off the comeback. The Dodgers, they did pull off the comeback. 3 straight against the Braves. And, I mean, Atlanta, talking about a city of losing big leads.
I was rooting for the Braves this postseason, so it sucks, but whatever.
Yeah.
We got the Rays in there.
All right, so
1 for 2. Predictions for World Series, I have the Rays winning in 7.
Well, there's a game going on right now. I think the Dodgers are winning.
I'll check. I can check.
The Dodgers won 8-3.
Oh, the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers were up 8-3 last I saw in the later parts of the game. So after seeing that game, I think I have to go to the Dodgers. You know what? They look dominant tonight, and they are the better team. They had a better record. They have better players. They have a better lineup. They have better superstars. The Rays don't have Mookie Betts. The Rays don't have a Cody Bellinger. The Rays don't have a Walker Buehler either. I mean, Blake Snell's good, but not as good as Walker Buehler and Clayton
Cody
Kershaw.
Bellinger hit a homer tonight.
Yeah, and Bellinger was also the one who hit the homer to send him to the World Series. I think Bellinger's one of the best players in the league.
All right, so
I just really like the Rays story, so I hope they win in 7. So I'm gonna predict that.
Yeah, I'm going Dodgers in 6, 4-2.
I got Dodgers in 6. Dodgers in 6.
all right. So some notable former Mariners in the series. We got Mike Zunino. He's the Rays catcher.
Yeah, my boy Mike Zunino.
Got I guess this is how you pronounce it. Ji-Man Choi, Rays DH.
Funniest thing about Ji-Man Choi, he's like 35 and is like his 3rd year in the majors. We had him 10 years ago. He was like our minor league player of the year.
Oh wow. All right,
Now
so
a World Series DH.
we got Ryan Yarbaugh, the Rays starting pitcher. He
Used to be in the minor leagues for us.
Ozzie Timmons. He's their first base coach, the Rays' first base coach.
Yeah, he used to be the Mariners' first base
The
coach.
Mariners and the Rays have a lot of connections.
Yeah, we do.
Chris Prito. He's the Rays' assistant coach. And then we
This is
got
kind of crazy.
so players on the Dodgers now. Chris Taylor. He's Dodgers. Then we got Brent Brown, Dodgers hitting coach.
Yeah, you have to wonder, Chris Taylor, if he'd have stayed with the Mariners, we could have been a lot better, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a great
Now
run
in
for
his
the Dodgers.
3rd World Series, right?
Yeah.
Man, that guy's
Great,
crazy winner.
great couple years with the Dodgers.
Josh Bard is the Dodgers bullpen coach. Jeff Kingston is their assistant GM. And then Raul Ibanez works for their front office.
Raul Ibanez, dude. I just learned this today, actually. Raul Ibanez used to be like a Mariners star. Now he works in the Dodgers front office. He's like the assistant to the GM or something. And apparently, people think he might be a future head coach someday.
Was he the guy that played till he was like 40 something?
Yeah, he played till he was 39. He finished with the Yankees, but he was with us, I think, 3 different times throughout the 2000s and early 2010s.
Okay, we got to keep this thing moving.
Wait,
So
also, we got Blake Snell, who's from Western Washington.
Yeah, the hometown Blake Snell from Western Washington. I'm rooting for him.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I have him in my fantasy. I had him in my fantasy. I like Blake Snell. Did he win a Cy Young last year? Did he know?
Yeah,
that?
2019 Cy Young Award.
So he's good. He's
Or
proven that he's good. So
2018 Cy Young Award.
All right, so the Seattle Sounders, they're staying at the top of the Western Conference with Portland.
yes, love the Sounders.
On their last game against San Jose Earthquakes. They recently did a trade. They traded Andwala Warner to Nashville FC.
And
For
he's not much of an impact, right? I mean, 4 goals in 3 seasons. That shouldn't affect the Sounders very much. He's just a young role player.
And
We're in a win. We're in a win now mode for the Sounders.
Nicholas Rodero is getting interest from some Saudi Arabian soccer club, and
That's probably
Yeah,
gonna pay
that's
him
the
like
bigger issue. I mean, that guy's a beast, and he currently leads
Yeah.
our team with 8 assists and 3rd with 5 goals. If we lose,
Well, the
him
thing
after the
is,
season, that hurts.
that Saudi Arabian team's probably gonna pay him like $20 million or something
Oh,
crazy.
they can pay more than the
So-
Sounders can.
yeah,
Right, so
Exactly. So it's just if
Yeah,
you
the whole
want,
team loves it in
if
Seattle.
you'd rather play in the MLS with probably a little bit better of a fan base, or do you want the money in Saudi Arabia? I don't know.
no
But
But
shit.
he's really good. I mean, from what I've seen, the highlights, that guy's a really impressive player. In 5
Yeah, he
seasons
is.
now, and he has like 50 goals or something crazy like that.
all right, so
Sounders are the second most consistent franchise in Seattle, other than the Storm. So good for the
Yeah.
Sounders, top of the Western Conference. So
all right, so next we got some Husky
whew.
the QB issue. That's who's gonna be the QB. Like, what do you guys think? Some Husky football.
I mean, Jacob Sermon, he seems to be the front runner, former top recruit there. But they have that kid. What's his name from California?
Evan Thompson. I know he had some success in D2 last year. And Dylan Morris sat on the bench as a third string last year. Ethan Garbers, he's a rookie. He's a top
Yeah, that Ethan. He When he won the California State title last year, and he threw 71 touchdowns, put up a 16-0 record. If he was in the NFL, that would have set the record, right? 16 games, 71 TDs. Do you guys think that he has a chance at being the starter? I mean, I certainly wish they would start him. I think
Harper, but I also think that Sermon's not like he's the main guy now. They said that they're not guaranteed, they're not locked in until game week basically. There's also Kevin Thomas, who's not a bad option, but I think it's between Garber and Sermon. Oh yeah, and there's the other dude, Moore, but I don't think he'll get it. Yeah, Dylan Moore, but
Dylan Morris, Kevin Thompson, Jacob Sermon.
Dylan Morris.
Kevin Thompson has a lot of success in the D2. I mean, you look at this guy, graduate student, and when he was at the D2, he was actually third in their version of the Heisman voting. So, I mean, we have 3 guys who I think have the qualifications. I don't know what Dylan Morris has to offer. It seems like he kind of just like our third string from last year.
Yeah. I think it's Jacob Sermon's job to lose, personally, but yeah.
I think they should start Ethan Barber. He has such a higher upside, don't you think?
And
I think Kevin Thomas is probably in the number 2 spot as of now, just because of what he did last year.
Yeah, probably. If they go with the veteran.
Just to keep on Husky football for another 10, 20 seconds, Myles Gaskin, former Washington running back, is now a really solid running back for the Miami Dolphins. I have him in my fantasy team, doing great. So,
Another thing I heard, former Huskies receiver John Ross, apparently he's requested a trade away from Cincinnati.
Oh, rip. Is he even playing?
Joe Burrow, I guess.
Send him to the Hogs.
Hey, we'd love to have him here. I think we have a good enough receiving core already, but hey, more than that.
Get some speed on the outside. I mean, we already have we have speed, and we have more speed coming if Josh Gordon gets reinstated. And who's the other guy that we have?
Philip Dorsett gets healthy.
Yeah, and Philip Dorsett. So we have speed out the wazoo. So let's see what happens there. But I'll take John Ross for $1 million.
The Trailblazers, a little bit. Just should they re-sign Carmelo? What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. Maybe for another year. I mean, it doesn't hurt. If he's just there, still can remain a good shooter and a good role player. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I think they should too. I've heard a lot of people saying he's too old. The Blazers don't need him. Don't waste the money on Carmelo. But you know what? He's such a good story and just a good all-around player. I think he definitely is a guy.
It's good for your franchise
be a role player on the bench,
And he can teach the young players.
What do you think, Steph? You know the most about the Blazers.
You have to re-sign Melo in this position because the free agency market is super dry this year. You're not going to really get anyone unless you pull up a big trade. And knowing the Blazers will not pull up a big trade this year, we'll sign Melo for a 1-year deal. It's what we have to do. Try to get another 8 or 7 seed, and next year go after a big free agent. We let Melo walk. Unless Melo requests to trade to the Knicks or tries to sign there. But I think we have to re-sign Melo. It has to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so a little more on MLB news. Commissioner Rob Manfred wants to keep the changes to the postseason and extra innings rule in the future. What do you guys think? Should he keep that?
I mean, it gives the Mariners a better shot at making it to the dance. So, I mean, I'd be fine with it.
Yep.
I have to say no. I think it's a terrible idea. The reason the MLB is so good is you have such a long span of time. Don't let these random teams who get a 500 record. I mean, you play 163 games. You know who the top 5 teams in each league are. Let it be just them. I don't want the Mariners' first time in the playoffs to be because they got the 8th seed. I mean, that doesn't seem legit to me. Honestly, they should keep it the same. The extra innings rule, I'm fine with that. Keep a guy in second. Who cares? It speeds the game up. More fans, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right, so we got power rankings. I think we should wait for Drew.
Yeah, we can wait till Drew and Seth. It looks like they're both having connection issues, so I guess.
Drew said he'd be back in a second.
Drew had to go.
He said he'd be back in a second.
Oh yeah. Well, Seth, we can talk a little more about the MLB then. How about the Mariners? They're in fall training camp right now for their younger guys. Cal Relay, I've seen some of his highlights. That guy's mashing the ball right now. The catcher.
Yeah.
I think he may have a legit shot at the team next year if he keeps playing like this.
Okay, so we'll get into NFL power rankings. Only say something if you really think it needing, and we're just going to go through these, okay?
Well,
Okay,
I
it's
think
gonna
we
be
should say
tough,
something
but
for each team.
No, we're saying something for each team, Cody.
All right, but keep it short. So one you
Yeah,
guys
we'll keep
Cody's
it short.
job is to keep us under an hour, just so you guys, you followers, know. So if you're wondering why Cody's trying to move us along, yeah, he has bedtime
you
pretty
don't want
soon.
too long
He
of
has
a podcast though, because then
He
people
has bedtime in about a minute, so that's why.
I gotta say though, these power rankings have been the hardest they've ever been. This was a tough
Yeah.
week. So many
Man,
upsets.
look
Yeah, I
at
had a lot of
there's some very interesting takes here from a guy
I
of a
predict a lot of variability with ours. Levi
guy
probably
in the
has Cowboys
Hawaiian-
top 10. I've
guy
been
with the
like
Hawaiian
28.
flowers had some interesting predictions this week, so I'm excited to hear some of those.
All right. So you guys have Chiefs at 1 still.
No,
We're going
32.
32 down.
Oh, okay. Jets at 32, obviously. No doubt.
Unanimous.
Unanimously.
Jets are
Right.
bad.
Sure.
Not a
Next, we got the team. Unanimously.
Yep. Lost to the Giants,
All right,
so
team.
Alabama
That's-
actually didn't do too bad, but
Was that
no, he
unanimous?
actually didn't.
Yeah, that was
that was
unanimous.
unanimous. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair because they beat the Giants, so they
Yeah.
just moved up. They moved down 31-32, 30 or 31-30. So,
All right, so then we got the Jaguars.
oh,
At 30. Yeah, I don't like the Jaguars. I think I had them at 30.
Yeah. Originally,
I
I
think they're
thought they could
bad
win 5 or
team.
6. Now
I had them at 30 as well. Oh, never
Three
mind. I had them
games.
at 30 as well. So I had Jags at 30 as well.
I had them at 30 as well. We all had them at 30 then.
It doesn't say unanimous, so
No, it wasn't. Somebody
It was
had the Giants below them. I think that might have been Drew.
and Drew, you had them at 0-16 at the start of the season. So you still low on them?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still on them. I don't like them. I mean, I feel like they were tanking to start the season, and I feel like they still are kind of tanking. So
I mean, when you give Gardner Minshew no defense, what you get is a team with 5 losses. I mean, it's like, what do you get? You combine a pretty good quarterback with a terrible weapons and a terrible defense. You're not going to win any games.
No. Next, we got the Giants at 29.
Yep, that's fair. That's what I had them as well. So
Yeah, you know what?
Same.
Danny Dimes is pretty bad, but at least they have their pretty good defense now, and they have what's his name they got from the Packers. He's playing really well right now.
All right.
yeah,
Giants at 28.
who?
Falcons.
Falcons at 28. All right, I had the
they gotta win.
wow, I had the
Finally
Falcons at
got a win,
26.
yeah.
So I had Falcons.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
like the
I had 'em at
Falcons.
28.
I still don't
Well,
like the Falcons.
Drew,
but-
here's something we have to talk about. But last week you were talking about how much you love the Vikings, and your boys, the Vikings, got absolutely demolished by the Falcons.
yeah, I had the Vikings. I have the Vikings pretty far down. So yeah, they're not
You had
good.
the Vikings at number 14 in your power rankings last
Yeah,
week,
now I have them
and they
lower,
got
but-
demolished by your number 29 team. And they're
Okay,
both
I only did that because they almost beat the Seahawks, which is a top
Yikes.
3 team. So that's why I did that.
Yikes.
Bengals.
Yeah, you know what? The Bengals could have made a leap this week, except 21-0. How do you blow that? I mean, that's Falcons-esque.
Bengals.
The
blew
Bengals
a
look like
bad
the
lead.
Falcons.
Yeah, that was brutal. Colts with a good comeback, but
Their
Mhm.
defense, the Bengals' defense has gotten worse every week, I think. I mean, look at this. 21-0.
Joe Burrow's
and-
had some problem closing out games. I don't know,
Yeah.
true.
but I still think he's a really good first-round pick. I think
But
he's
how do you
not
blow
going to be a
up to
bust.
Phillip Rivers? 21-0 and Phillip Rivers. I mean, if it was Russell Wilson and Pat Mahomes, I get it. But Phillip Rivers, really?
Yeah,
Chargers at 26.
yeah. I mean,
And the bye,
there was
not
a-
much to see there this week.
there was a
they
lot
get
of
the-
semi-bad teams that played
Yeah.
pretty good, so I had to move them ahead of the Chargers. But I still
I
like
had-
the Chargers.
I
The
heard
Chargers
this
have
one-
an easy game next week. Maybe Justin Herbert will get his first win finally.
I had him at 23, so interesting.
I had him at 27, I think, and yeah.
All right, so Lions at 25.
All right, that's a good spot for the
Yeah, I
Lions.
mean, you know what? They beat the Jags, and, you know, Matthew Stafford, he now has a touchdown pass against every team except the Lions, which is a pretty cool stat, but who cares? You know what? They beat the Jags. That's not an accomplishment in my book.
Yeah, they're not good. DeAndre Swift played good for the first game, though.
Yeah, his run, man. I mean, look at that. He is finally overtaken Peterson, I think, as their number 1 back.
Peterson's had an okay game though. He had a touchdown.
Yeah, that's true. They both looked good.
Vikings?
Ugh.
24 Vikings, yeah.
I was wrong about them. I think we know what the Vikings are. They're a bad team.
I had the
Vikings
Vikings
is-
at
Kirk
28.
Cousins is trash, but their backup is Sean Mannion, so they're in
You like
trouble.
that?
Yeah.
You like
If the
that?
Vikings
Yeah.
have
I
a
can't
chance,
really bench
they should
Cousins
draft
and
Trevor
play
Lawrence or Justin Fields if they have the ability to.
So here's what the Vikings fans want. The Vikings fans are probably saying tank. The Vikings are probably like, we can still make the playoffs. Let's win 11 straight.
Yeah.
So,
And now
I don't
the Bears are also really good in that division. It's going to be tough sledding. So I don't know.
they're
Next, Cody.
Next, we got the Texans.
Whew, they almost beat the Titans, and they would have made such a jump, but they didn't. Overtime
Their
loss.
season's over at this point.
They're-
I mean, they
Yes.
lost because of a coin flip. And
They
Derrick
lost to
Henry.
also a terrible call, and also Mike
Yeah.
Vrabel was a genius. But we can talk about that in a little bit. But a terrible call at last play of the game. That wasn't a
That's
touchdown.
true.
He was out of bounds.
I am a Texans fan, as you guys might know by now,
Yeah.
and I was really
I'm
mad
not a
that
Texans fan, and
he
I
was
think they should have
completely
won
out
that
of
game.
bounds.
Who's their new head coach? Because that would have been 2 straight wins if he got that dub.
He's this
Man,
really
that's
old. He's this really old big guy.
yeah. He's the oldest coach in the NFL. He's older than Pete Carroll. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but I mean,
Alright,
he's looking like he's doing a good job. So
Who do we got at 22, Cody?
Got the Cowboys.
the boys.
It's Romeo Crennel.
The Cowboys would have been a lot lower had I not put them at 14. Just gonna throw that out.
You had them at 14.
Well, because I have to put my
14?
14 playoff teams in the top 14, and because the Cowboys
That's
are
not how
playoff-
power rankings work, Levi.
That's how mine works. That's
That's not
how
how
I do
power
mine.
rankings work.
That's how
I
I
had
do
them at
mine.
like 28.
You're
27.
stupid. Then that's not how power rankings freaking work, you moron. You're stupid.
Seth, you should talk like that. That way we can actually hear you.
Oh.
It's been kind of hard to hear. Yeah.
Cody, what did I have the Cowboys on?
Drew had them.
I had the Cowboys at 20. I had the Cowboys at 24.
Drew had them at
24 for the
28,
Cowboys.
and I had them at 14.
I had
Average
him at
22.
28. Levi had double me. I had double Levi. That's oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't.
You guys,
I've learned to stop listening to his
Go
Cowboys
Dallas, right
predictions.
here.
So
Third favorite team. I wear the blue and white to support. You
yeah,
know what?
shut up, Levi. Okay, next.
Broncos beat the Patriots without Melvin Gordon.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Guess who called this man? You know, during the podcast, Seth told me when I said the Broncos were going to win, he told me that he can't take anything I say seriously. And then later the next day, he told me that I was a moron for thinking.
Dude, that was a heated debate. I put that in the thumbnail title.
Yeah, all right. Well, he
No, but you were a moron for picking that game. I still stand by that.
yeah, that was the dumb pick. Who would have thought that 6 field goals would win the Broncos that game against the
I
Patriots?
would have thought that. Only
Brandon
me would have thought
McManus, the MVP.
Okay, the problem with the Broncos is that Drew Lock, for as good as they did in that win, Drew Lock has been really bad this year. I mean, they didn't even score a touchdown. I'm kind of worried that the Broncos are going to do too good this year, and then they're going to think Drew Lock is like some sort of amazing player. But in reality,
Yes.
so far, he looks really bad. Looks
Yeah,
like
it doesn't
a
look great,
bad
but I mean, at least he
player.
put his team in positions to make field goals. So you got to give him some credit for.
Yeah,
That
he
many
did not a
times.
bad game. He actually had
Yeah.
a pretty good game.
But yeah, the Broncos, we had to move them up because they beat the
Yeah.
Patriots.
That's good.
So-
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. So next we got the Panthers.
And all right, what number is this, Cody?
20.
Top 20, Panthers make the cut. Without McCaffrey, they had a chance to beat the Bears at the end of the game. They didn't, but hindsight 2020. So yeah.
You know,
Bridgewater
our predictions
looked
that game
terrible.
were all really
All
close.
right.
What was the final of that game? You guys remember the
It
final
was
score?
it was
It was
it was 23-16, right?
Yeah, and
It
our
was-
predictions, somebody predicted 24-17, somebody predicted
That was me.
20-13, and somebody predicted 21-17. So we all came super close on
We
that.
were all over that pick. Yeah.
And the thing is, though, Teddy Bridgewater played awful. I
Yeah,
remember
but
in
you
the
actually
third
picked
quarter.
the Panthers to win, so that was the reason why. Yeah,
In the
Teddy
third
Bridgewater
quarter-
had by far his worst game of the season.
In the third quarter, I was absolutely dying. Mike Davis runs up the field, fumbles. Nick Foles gets the
I
ball,
know.
throws a pick.
5 plays later, Bridgewater goes a pick right back to the Bears. That was the worst sequence of football I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah,
4 turnovers
I mean,
in 3 minutes.
when
Oh my
Prescott got hurt for my fantasy team, I picked up Bridgewater, and of course he plays really bad this week. So
And then Bridgewater at the end of the game, he gets a shot. First play, throws a pick, game over. Oh my gosh. That was brutal. That was a tough game to watch. Oh gosh.
19, Cody.
Dolphins.
The who?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Cody, what do you think about the
It's
Dolphins?
good time for the Dolphins. We already talked about this team.
I mean, they still have a shot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what?
3-3 Dolphins.
But it was against the Jets. So do we learn anything? I don't think so.
Basically,
No,
the Dolphins are going to need some help to make the playoffs.
Well, we've learned that they blow out teams. I mean, they blew out the Niners. Now they blow out the Jets. Whew.
They're going
They
to
have
need
a
some help
legit
to make the
offense.
playoffs.
The question is their defense now.
They're going to need
Cody,
some help.
would you start Fitzpatrick or Tua right now? 10 seconds, go.
for this week, Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic, definitely, 100%.
Tua.
Yes.
All right, who's number 18? We've already talked about the Dolphins.
Tua.
All right, number 18 is the Eagles.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're ahead of the Cowboys. Look, the Cowboys, they have to be better. They're clearly the better team to me, but you know what? The Eagles
are clearly the better team to
they're
me.
Injured.
I'm not sure what NFL you're watching. I watched the Eagles come back and lose by 2 to the Ravens, and I watched the Cowboys get absolutely humiliated on national television in front of the Cardinals. So I'm not sure what you're watching, but
I saw that
the first half of the Eagles game, and they could not move the ball.
I think you're watching like the 2013 Cowboys or something like that.
I was listening to the first half of that Eagles game, and they could not move the ball at all.
Yeah, it was 16-0, but they were resilient. And you know who wasn't resilient? The Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's what the score of the Cowboys game was. It was 21-3. That's an 18-point game. Eagles were down 16. Eagles came back and lost by 2. Cowboys came back and lost by 30.
But the Eagles, they don't have a Zeke.
No,
and they don't have a Steele. They don't have an Amari Cooper. They don't have a Michael Gallup. Where are their stars?
And they still almost beat the Ravens. So what are you talking about? You're helping my point right now.
Cowboys have
oh my gosh.
Cowboys have way more talent.
Carson Wentz, though, is better than Andy Dalton, in my opinion. So.
Oh, yeah, 100% he's better than Andy Dalton. But still, the Cowboys overall as a whole have way more talent.
Okay, Cody, next.
Oh, by the way, Miles Sanders just got hurt too. So the Eagles are still banged up. And fine.
And Zach Ertz is out too.
And if Miles Sanders didn't drop an open touchdown, they would have had that game. So
no, the Ravens would have played a much different game plan if they weren't winning by whatever 2 scores at
16.
halftime.
Guys, Browns.
What is the Browns at? What number? You gotta see the number.
17.
Yeah, they were a top 10, top 11 team, and now they're 17 because they didn't play well. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Atrociously
yeah, so I had them at 15. I'm okay with 17. That's fair. So yeah.
I had them at 18. I dragged them down a little bit, I think. Drew had him at 16, maybe. Yeah, you know, the Browns, I expected that to happen. Seth and Drew both thought they would win that game.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield, I think
here's
the key. The key is that Baker Mayfield had a rib injury. So if Baker comes back next week and looks good again, then the Browns can say, thank you, Lord, our season is saved. If Baker comes
that
back
might be kind of a little bit of a cover-up, though, don't you think?
No, it wasn't the cover-up. He was questionable at game time.
They were thinking about benching him before the game even started. So
yeah, he was a doubtful or like questionable to play.
They were hoping that he would win that game and cover up the injury.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so next we got the Patriots.
Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah. Yikes. I gotta give them a little bit of a pass just because they haven't had that much practice. But yeah, I see why.
Yeah, me too. You know what? It's been 7 weeks. I still think the Pats are winning the Super Bowl at this point. But if they lose one more game in the next, they play the Niners this week. If they lose to the Niners, I might have to change that prediction. I might have to change that prediction. But for now, I'm keeping them at the number 6 wild card, 9-7, and then go on to win the Super Bowl. And at that case, I have to put them in my top 14. They're the number 13 for me. Playoff team, better than the Cowboys at least.
Yeah. We should live stream this. So then we don't have to worry about submitting.
Yeah, we can do that next time.
We got the 49ers at 14, I think.
Definitely not at
14.
14. It would be 15.
15.
Cody,
Yeah, that
please
makes
get your
sense.
facts right.
All right, so
Niners, they won. It looks like Drew might be a little bit on a pause video right there. Maybe some bad connection. Oh, and he's back. Yeah. 49ers, though. Deebo Samuel, he just reshaped their offense in 1 week. I think that San Francisco, they're going to be in it. It's going to be a tight race in the NFC. I think there's 9 teams vying for 7 spots right now.
Yeah.
Really, though, throw in the other 3 NFC East teams. There's 12 teams vying for 7
So
spots.
I had him right at 16. This is 15, I think. So this is fair. Yeah, this is good. Good play through the Niners.
Yeah, I had him at, I think, 16 as well, maybe, or 15, something like that.
I was really impressed with the Niners. I don't know what I had them at, but I think I was higher than you guys.
Yeah, you obviously were. So
All right, what's 14?
what's 14? Cody?
Rams at 14. 14 Rams.
The
Rams?
Rams. I had the Rams at 14. That's definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
did
weird
more.
to me because the Niners, last I checked, literally just beat the Rams. So
And I had
That's
the
like-
Rams.
Yeah, but the Rams still have a better record. The Rams, at least, they didn't get blown out by the Dolphins.
yeah, but the Rams beat 4 NFC East teams and they lost to the Niners and the Steelers. Who did those two? Bills. So yeah, they have not beaten a good team in my opinion because all
Yeah.
the NFC East teams are like bottom 12. So
But the Niners haven't really beat a good team either. I mean, their wins are against the Giants, the Jets, and the Rams.
well, the
who
Niners
you just admitted the
Niners
Rams
just beat
are
the
good.
Rams.
the Niners
Yeah,
just
sure.
beat the Rams. So
But the Rams, I mean, I don't know. The Rams,
if
I don't
you're
know. I
gonna
think
look at both teams having garbage wins, I would take
I
the other
still think
team
the Rams
and
have a
just
better
beat that
defense.
team.
Though. I mean, when you look at the Rams defense overall, Aaron
Yeah,
Donald makes
I still think the Rams are a better football team.
The Niners
they
would have a
better
better
football team.
defense, but Joey Bosa is out for the season, so
Nick
pretty
Yeah.
sure who knows when he'll be back.
Nick Bosa.
All right, guys.
Or Nick
We
Bosa,
got the
sorry.
Raiders at 13.
Yeah, Raiders
Raiders
13. They didn't
This is
play,
not-
but I think they're still coming off that win on the Chiefs. I think a little bit of the Raiders hype has died down this week, but
I have Raiders at 13 as well, so that's
I had
fair.
a top 10, Cody, right?
Doesn't say.
I saw lots of lists with the Raiders at 9, so that's actually, I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I
Seems a
had
good
them
spot.
top 10 last week, and they didn't play, so I didn't see them any reason to get them out of my top 10. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's fair. We're only Raiders are a good team.
Cardinals 12.
Cardinals at 12.
Yeah,
Oh.
they just, yeah. I mean, they absolutely destroyed the Cowboys, so,
I'm really high in the
They're-
Cardinals.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're a good football team, but Kyler Murray's honestly not playing great. But, you know, they're getting the job done with
no, Murray has played great this year. I don't know. What
No.
you're talking about.
No, I just said he didn't play great this year.
No, Murray has been playing great this year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, like
74
the
rushing yards and
the
touchdown.
last couple weeks, Murray has not been great.
Well,
74
last week he won. Last week he was NFC Player of the Week, and he
threw
had a
three
career game against the
touchdowns
Jets.
and rushed for a touchdown. How is that not great?
What are you talking about?
Three
Okay,
touchdowns
this
and
week
one
he
rushing
played. This week he played bad.
Kyler
What?
Murray is how is 3 touchdowns
How-
and a rushing touchdown?
How many?
Four
How
touchdowns.
many,
How is that
many
bad?
passes did he complete? How many?
9,
passes
but
did he
that's
complete?
because of the game plan just worked. He threw
How
a
many
bunch of
passes did
deep
he
balls.
How many passes did he throw?
He
Murray
really got
is-
passes. I get it,
How many,
but he threw a bunch
how
of
many
deep balls.
passes did he throw?
9 out
There's
of
22
24.
passes
I
and he made
understand
9.
that.
24.
Okay, so that's under 50% completion.
I
percentage.
understand
That's
that.
not good. What are
Completion
you
percentage wasn't
talking
good.
about?
But he
That's not
threw
good.
Still had a good game and a blowout win.
3 passes per touchdown. Kyler Murray's the
He had
4th best
75
quarterback.
rushing.
No. Dude, if Kyler Murray plays great and the defense plays like that, like they did last night, they're a top 10 football team. But Kyler Murray didn't play great last night. So.
Kyler Murray did. How is
Kyler
4
Murray-
touchdowns not
Kyler
great?
Murray played really good last night.
Okay, last I
4
checked, 9 receptions is not great. So
Last I
you
checked,
can-
4
Yes,
touchdowns.
last I checked, 4
you can
total
tell me-
touchdowns is
9
pretty great.
receptions.
You
but
can
then-
tell me whatever you want. I literally don't
And
care.
75
9
rushing yards is pretty
under
great.
50% completion percentage, not good.
Okay, when Wilson has a game with a 50% completion percentage, I'm just going to say he had a terrible game,
Yeah.
no matter what happens.
Well, remember,
Yeah.
Wilson
No,
had
I
a
would
top
agree with
5 game
that, dude.
against
I
the
would agree with
Dolphins,
that.
and Drew told
I would
us
agree
that
with
he
that.
did bad. So
I would agree with that. So
Wait.
whatever. In my opinion, Kyler Murray's the 4th best QB in the league right now. Only Mahomes,
Kyler Murray's
Allen,
top,
and Wilson are
yeah,
better.
Kyler Murray's top QB.
Yeah.
oh yeah, 9 completions. He is elite. Dude.
Kyler Murray's a tier 2 MVP candidate. Tier 2 MVP
He had a
candidate.
good game.
All right. Whatever.
Look at his stats for the year, buddy.
What's
coming
next?
in
Who's
at
number
12?
11?
Coming in at 12, we have the Colts.
Hey, look at his stats from last game. How about that?
I watched the game. I saw the stats. He had
We
4
watched
total
the game.
touchdowns.
Well, we
Seven
were watching a
touchdowns.
different
We
game.
I don't care how many completions he
I
had.
think we were watching a different game. I think we were.
I think we weren't watching the different.
You were the one watching.
I watched a dominant
Four
Cardinals
touchdowns.
defense with Kenyon Drake playing great and a subpar Kyler Murray.
And
When you throw
do you know that
four
Kyler Murray had
touchdowns,
80 rushing yards? Did you know that?
Subpar.
Oh, Kyler Murray. Oh, okay, he can run the ball. Let's
Did
go.
you know that?
Kyler. Yeah, Kyler. Woo!
All
Yeah,
right,
is
guys,
it
what do we got
COVID
next?
going to
What's
your head,
number
Drew?
11 Before we get
Drew,
to
is
our
that COVID going to your head?
Colts.
I think Corona's making you crazy, Drew.
Yeah, well, Kyler isn't good right now. Kyler played really good
Kyler
last
Murray's
week.
not good.
Kyler Murray played good. Kyler Murray played good last week. This week, he didn't
Kyler
play
Murray's the top
great.
5 QB in the league.
I agree.
Top 5? Are you
Yes.
joking?
Yes.
Lamar,
Top 5.
Lamar.
Lamar's not top
Aaron
5 this year. No way
Listen.
Lamar's top 5.
This year, Lamar. This year, Lamar.
This year,
You
Lamar's
literally
not.
said last week that
He's
Lamar's
better
having
than
an
Kyler.
average
He's
season.
better than Kyler.
No.
He's
not
literally Kyler, but worse. He has less rushing yards than Kyler, less touchdowns than Kyler, less completions than Kyler. He has just only thing he has is more wins. One
Yeah,
more
He has
win.
less
One more
completions
win.
than
Good
How
he
is
has
he
less
better?
completions than Kyler. How does he have less completions than Kyler?
because he
Can we get a
doesn't
fact
throw the
check
ball.
on that?
because the
Can we
Ravens
please
don't
get a
trust
fact
him to
check
throw
on
the
that?
ball.
I got you.
I would love to get a fact check
How
on
many
that.
completions does Kyler Murray?
The only QBs that are better than Kyler that have an argument are Rodgers, Tannehill, Wilson, Mahomes, and Allen. And in my opinion, he's been better than Rodgers. After
Yeah.
Rodgers terrible against
What?
the Bucks,
Are you joking?
I mean,
Yeah,
Rodgers was,
I agree with that.
Rodgers
I agree
was
with that.
atrociously terrible against the Bucks.
I agree with that.
What?
Yep,
He
I
was
agree
the
with
He
that.
worst
didn't have a
quarterback in the
pickup
league.
to last game. He
Number
Against
4
really
QB in
the
the
didn't.
league.
Rodgers was the worst QB in the league last weekend. And
He's
I agree with
better
that.
than. Is he
I
better
think
than
Murray
Russell
passed
Wilson
him.
this year?
No.
Is he better than Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Josh Allen?
No.
No.
Ryan Tannehill?
No.
So that's 4 right there. So where do
He's
you have
number
him
5.
in 4?
5.
Okay.
I
Number
have him at 5.
Borderline, maybe like 7.
Number 5.
Sure. I can
Yeah, I
see
mean-
the argument to put Rodgers ahead of him. I can see the
Lamar
argument.
is a better quarterback. Maybe not this year, but he's a better quarterback.
Yeah.
Then how is he, if he's having a worse season? How is he better then? That makes no sense.
What do you mean?
If
Players
Lamar's
can't have an.
better, but Kyler's better this year, that makes
Okay,
no
tell me right
sense.
now. Tell me right
I'm
now.
not talking about the career. I don't care.
Tell me right now that Kyler Murray is better than Lamar Jackson.
Kyler Murray's better than Lamar Jackson.
He was an MVP last year. That is a joke.
I'm not talking about the career.
What? I said, is he a better quarterback, Seth?
I'm not talking about a career.
And I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about, is he a better quarterback right
Yeah.
now?
No,
Overall,
he's not.
Lamar Jackson is
No.
better. Overall, Lamar
Take a
Jackson is better.
quarterback. In a franchise, take a quarterback. Lamar Jackson or Kyler
Lamar.
Murray?
Lamar
take
Jackson.
So then why is Kyler a better quarterback than Lamar?
Because Kyler's doing better.
Drew, we're talking this year.
Are you looking at the stats? Are you looking at anything?
Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback. Sorry that's an outlandish statement to make. I didn't know
It's
that.
not, but stat-wise, Kyler Murray is having a better year.
Yeah, fine. You can believe that. I don't care.
Here's the.
All right, number 11 was the Colts. Phillip Rivers pulled off an insane comeback. I loved his video. You know, he says, "We found a way. We found a way." You know what? They found a way. They beat the Bengals 4-2. Drew put the Colts at 18, and he was the one who told us the Colts were going to be a Super Bowl contender in the first.
Yeah, 6
episode of the
weeks
season.
ago. 6 weeks ago.
18?
Yeah.
I think the Colts are legit. 4-2,
Yeah,
definitely
we
wild
were-
Yeah,
card.
okay, so
Now
so
me and
Lamar
Seth-
Jackson has
Here's
an
the-
111 passer rating, and Kyler Murray has an 87 passer rating this year. So I don't know what games you're seeing.
How does Kyler? No, there's no way Kyler Murray has an
87. 87, right there. That's 87. If you can read that
That's just-
backwards. Yes.
And what is Lamar?
2020, 7 DDs, 5 interceptions. I'm sorry, but that's not great.
Yards a game.
Lamar's 111. 111.
Yards a game.
111 passer rating this year.
That's a different statistic, Drew.
No, it's not.
You're looking at QBR.
Whatever, same thing. Better. He's better than Kyler. Look, I don't really care. In my opinion, Lamar's playing better. So yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Okay.
you can spend another 30 seconds to look at the same thing I just looked up, but I'm just telling you this thing that I found.
Lamar 99.2 is his rating.
Okay, go to fine, and I was looking
And
at
Kyler is
PDR.
at 91.2.
So that's not better then. So I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yes,
about.
according to the rating, he's not better.
All right, we're moving to the Bears.
So I don't get it. Like so
Okay,
something
number
like
11.
What we're looking
whatever.
at is
Lamar's not playing better.
well, how about Lamar's completion percentage of 63, 24th in the league right
Go to
now?
the Colts.
What's
Kyler
Kyler's?
Murray at
Colts.
65, 66
Whoa.
essentially.
Right, so the
2% difference? Oh my God, Levi,
3%.
you're right.
3%
You're right.
difference. And
You're right.
touchdowns, they both have thrown 10
So the
touchdowns.
Colts are number 11. What are you guys' thoughts on the Colts?
Yeah, and how many interceptions has Kyler thrown?
He's thrown 6. I understand that he's thrown more
Yeah.
interceptions.
The Colts.
I don't know. I think you guys are the crazy ones. You're making it seem like I'm the crazy one here. I
And
think
how
you
about
guys
the
are the
rushing?
crazy one.
How about the rushing?
You guys are the crazy one.
Kyler
Lamar
Murray has been a
Jackson,
better
okay,
rusher.
Kyler Murray.
What do you guys think about the Bears at number 11?
Yo, boys, we gotta put on
The
our
Bears
masks.
are at number 10, Cody. The
We're gonna
Bears are
catch
at
some
number 10.
Corona crazy from Drew. We're gonna put on our masks right now, guys.
Colts are at 11. The Bears are at 10.
Do you look at the stats? Like, do you
Colts are
actually look
at
at the
11
stats?
right now.
Like, are you joking?
We're on
Yes.
the Colts.
You
Are
just
you
said,
joking?
how do you
Look
feel
at
about
the
the Bears?
stats, my dude.
I meant Colts.
Look at the stats.
Colts at number 11. How do you feel about that?
We already said that's fine. Colts are a good team. What?
I don't
good
know.
wild
We
You're
card.
already
that
talked
bad.
about the Colts, and then Drew changed the subject back to our Lamar
okay, so
Kyler
yeah,
Yeah,
argument.
because you told me to look it up, and I looked it up.
Colts are a good
Alright.
wild card.
Back to
I don't
number
know
10,
about
the
that.
Bears. What do you guys think about the Bears? Their defense.
Bears
is
are
really-
legit. The Bears are
Yeah, they're
legit.
good. I don't know if they're legit, but I mean, their record shows that they are. But I don't know how much I trust Nick Foles.
They're a playoff team.
All right, number 9. Who do we have at number 9?
Number 9. We have the Bills.
The
Bills at
Bills.
9. That's fair.
Yeah, their offense got shut down by 2 mediocre defenses. I don't know.
Yeah,
what to
I
think
think-
about that.
I think 9's a good rating for them. So
Yeah, 9's good.
Bills
They're
were a
still
top 5 team, and now they've kind of laid 2 eggs, so that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
but 9's perfect, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, number 8.
Number 8. We have Saints.
Yeah.
Who?
Number 8 Saints.
Oh, Saints. All right.
On the bye
That's
week,
fair.
they'll get healthy. Michael Thomas will be back. They're going to be good this year. I mean, I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but
I think the
knows?
Saints. Honestly, I think the Bucks win that division now. Saints are making the playoffs. They might have another first round exit or second round exit.
Mm.
All right.
yeah, I've taken away my Super Bowl prediction for them, but I still think they can win the division still.
Agreed.
So next, right behind the Saints, same division, we have the Buccaneers.
All right, Buccaneers. That's fair.
Yep, Bucks.
Is
I had
Super
them in my
there.
top 10 last week. You guys were like, "Oh, you guys listen to Colin too much or whatever."
I put them at 9 last
but
week.
you know, proved them wrong. So yeah, me and Levi were right in that one.
All right. Wait. Okay. That's fair. Bucks are good. So Brady's legit again.
I think they have a really good all-around team. I don't think there's like
yeah, they
their
do.
defense is much
Yeah, they
better
do.
than their offense. I think they're pretty balanced. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
That was
Gronkowski,
a
he was
And
back.
Mike
Did you see
Evans-
Gronkowski?
Mike Evans, who had 2 catches for 13 yards in a blowout win. So they still have another
Yeah.
weapon that can
Did you see
non-utilize.
Gronk-
And they
such a
didn't
good
have
game,
and
Gronk
they
finally
didn't have
has to be-
Fournette. I mean, they're just gonna get better. So
Yeah.
All right.
Ronald Jones is playing great, actually. He's 3 straight 300-yard games.
yeah.
All right. So next, we have the Packers.
What number is this?
6.
Number
Packers at
6.
6,
Packers.
yeah. Just missed
All
the
right.
top.
I had the Packers.
I kept them at 4. Still in
I
the
had
top
them at
5. What
I
do you
had the
have?
Packers
I
at
don't
7.
7.
I don't know what I
do
had
have
Packers.
them
I
at
think I
7
had
too.
him. I think I had him at like 7 or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was 7, 7, and 4 to average out at 6.
You put them at 4
Yeah, I kept them at 4.
after that terrible game.
It was one game. I still think the Packers are amazing. After what they did in the first 4, I can't fault them for one bad
Yeah,
loss.
the Packers are
That's
so
some of your
amazing.
bias.
But Rodgers just sucks.
I think
You're
that's some of
right.
your bias kicking in, Levi.
Yeah, maybe that's my Green Bay bias. I mean, they're my second
Dude,
favorite.
your Green Bay
You know-
bias hates Aaron Rodgers, so I don't know what this Green Bay bias is. Makes
I
no
don't hate Aaron
sense.
Rodgers. I don't hate
Yes,
Aaron
you
Rodgers.
do.
No,
hate
Drew,
Aaron
he loves the
Rodgers.
Packers.
I just
Drew, he
look at
loves the
stats,
Packers. They're
and to
second
me,
tier
the
team.
stats say Rodgers
I
is
know
no
he
longer
loves the
as good as
Packers. That's
Aaron.
why I don't get why he doesn't like Aaron Rodgers.
I do like
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he's not a top 5 quarterback. It's crazy.
I look at the stats. I don't look at my personal.
Dude,
feelings.
last time you said look at the stats, I proved that Lamar Jackson's had a better year than Kyler Murray. With stats. Just stats. No
And we
opinions.
also had an argument against that.
Stats.
With
Give me one
stats,
stat
there's
that's
an
better. Give
argument
me a
for
stat
Kyler
that's
Murray
better.
as
All right,
well.
all right, number 5.
Oh,
Number
sorry,
5.
Levi,
yeah.
give me a stat that's better. Please, give me a stat that's better.
Cody, we can't hear you at all.
We're moving on to the next one.
Steelers.
Steelers at 5.
Wait,
Yep,
where were the Ravens in this?
5-0.
They haven't come up yet.
Oh, really? Dang. Yeah,
Steelers
Steelers
at
are
5.
good.
Wow. Steelers at 5. I had the Steelers at 3. Really, you guys had them lower than
5. Drew did as well. It was 5-5.
I
and
thought
3.
3 was the. I thought 3 was the max the Steelers could be at. The Steelers are so good. Their defense is so good. Their offense is so. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I don't know. They played
Packers-
Jared
Packers
Goff.
and
Who else
Steelers,
did
if they played the
Don't
Packers
say it,
win.
dude. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
No. Quarterback-wise,
say
who
it.
they played? Who
Don't
they
say
played?
it.
Baker
Quarterback-wise.
Say
Mayfield.
it.
Yeah, they played an injured.
Who they
quarterback.
played? I'm just
Okay.
saying Baker Mayfield. Who else they play?
Jared
Who they
Goff.
play? Jared Goff. Who else they play?
Jared Goff's pretty good. Pretty good.
I just want to see them beat one top 5 quarterback, and I'll be sold. I'll sell all my. I'll
Okay.
go all in on Steelers.
Well,
But they're
here
still
it comes.
top 5 team.
Next week,
Top-
Drew,
top 5
they
team.
play the Titans this week. When they beat Ryan
Yeah.
Tannehill, then you'll be sold.
Yeah, Tannehill's playing like an elite quarterback this year, but yeah, okay, I'll give him that. Yeah.
All right.
They'll
All
be
right.
top
that's
4
it,
next
that's
week
it.
if they
Okay,
win.
I'm okay with that then. I'm okay with that.
All right, so next we have the
Cody, talk louder. Talk into your mic, please.
Titans at 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Titans at 4 makes sense to me.
I had him at 2.
I had
them at 4. Derrick Henry's back to the old Derrick Henry, stiff arming people,
Dude,
Trucking
he's a beast. Holy
90
moly.
yard runs,
Everyone's
wildcat
gonna go.
touchdowns. Oh my gosh, he's the best. He's the best running back in the league.
Okay, but can we talk about Mike Vrabel, man? Okay, he wouldn't admit it after the game, but what a coaching decision that was. 3 minutes left, right? You're on defense. You are. I think it was a tie game. Texans are driving with the ball, right? What does he do? So brilliant. He puts a 12th guy on the field to get a penalty, which stops the clock, guaranteeing that they are going to have one timeout after they let the Texans score after the 2-minute warning.
Why
He
doesn't everybody
purposely-
do that?
he
They didn't purposely let
got-
the Texans score.
He purposely got a 12 man on the field penalty because he knew the defense wasn't playing well, so he decided he was going to stop the clock to save a timeout. And so he
Oh,
purposely
wow.
got a 12 man on the field penalty. He wouldn't.
I'm
admit
not
it.
sure if I believe that, but that's kind of
You
smart,
can
I
see
guess.
Yeah, I
See him
mean,
on the
it's kind
side-
of
you can
suspect,
see
but
You can see him on the sidelines. He's like, go, go. I think he learned that trick from Bill Belichick. That's exactly.
I don't know if
something
that's
Bill
true,
would have
but if it is, then okay.
I mean that's kind of smart. But at the same time, letting your opponent
I
score
gotta
7
see-
points,
I gotta see.
how smart is that?
My dad says that he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it worked out. So,
The way look at this. I got my Titans blue on today, and
oh
You
my
know
God,
what?
your Rays blue, your Cowboys blue, your Titans. That's not
Yeah.
even Titans blue. That's just blue.
yeah, you know what?
All right, well, everything I just looked up says Mike Vrabel's brilliant coaching won the Titans the game. Mike Vrabel's brilliant, so I think
He's a brilliant coach. He really is. I mean, he's the next.
All right, all right.
Belichick, I think.
Linebacker.
Ravens are at 3.
Ravens at 3. All right, I had the Ravens at 5. That's fine.
I kept
I had
him-
them at 4, 3. I think something like that. Yeah, I like the Ravens, but the fact that they couldn't just close out that game earlier, I mean,
I
yeah,
dropped
that-
one because of that. I dropped one because of that. So
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know what
number
else we have to
two-
say. They're good.
Ravens
for
Number
We're good,
2
so-
is our team, the Seahawks. That 12th man.
At 2, yeah.
Not much else to say about that either.
Seahawks at 2.
It was
if
not
we beat the
unanimous.
Cardinals, if we beat the Cardinals, we're going back to 1. If we beat the Cardinals, we're going back to 1.
Yeah.
man.
Not for me, not yet. But
All
I
right,
don't
so-
know. I don't know how good the Cardinals are.
Who didn't have them at 2? Who had them at 3?
I had them at 3.
I had
And
them
then
at 2.
number 5, who is it? The
Number 1,
Chiefs.
Number
Or
1,
number
the Chiefs,
1.
unanimously.
unanimous Chiefs.
People
All right, well that's
he said 1. They just care too much about record. I mean, you have to look at the Chiefs. They beat the Ravens and the Bills, so they've proven they can beat good teams. Now they have now they have Le'Veon Bell,
Le'Veon Bell.
How much better
Yeah.
do they need to get? How much better?
And I think this game kind of proved to us that they lost to the Raiders because they were looking forward into the Bills game. I think we were all kind of suspecting that, and I think that is what happened. They were kind of overlooking the Raiders, and the Raiders took advantage of that. But I think they got to stop doing that. But I think in the playoffs, they're not going to do that. So.
All right.
All right. So now we've done a power rankings. Cody, take it away. What's next?
Cody.
Cody. Next up is the Seahawks predictions.
Seahawks predictions.
All right. What do you guys got for us in this game? Score predictions. What's gonna happen? What's the big news?
I haven't really thought about this much. I have the Seahawks winning this game because I feel like they're playing better than the Cardinals, and Russell Wilson is playing on an entirely different planet than Kyler Murray. I think we got this game 35-31.
Yeah, I'm going close game as well. It might not be as high powered on offense as I think, though. I think we're tempted to put them at a bunch of offensive scoring, but after looking at the past couple of games, they haven't been as offensive as I was predicting. So I'm going to go Hawks will score 26. Cardinals will score 22. I'm going 26-22. It's a weird score, but who knows? Maybe there's a missed 2-point conversion or something, or
I'm gonna go 38-31.
38.
Seahawks.
That's going high.
Similar to me. Yeah, I have 35.
What do you guys think? Do we go more running or more passing?
More passing. And I'm going to be interested to see what the Seahawks or what the Cardinals play in defense. If they run a zone, then Wilson might have to go underneath. But if they put Budda Baker on someone instead of playing deep, which he's done that this year too, they could just put Budda on DK. So that could be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do.
Who I'm worried about on the Cardinals, they have that fellow who, that special teams guy, but he looked really good as they put him on the line against the Cowboys. He was pressuring Dalton so much. The rookie with the long hair. I don't know his name I don't even know his name yet. But that guy looks like a beast.
It's going to be a tough
guy.
Tough game.
They have no Chandler Jones, which is good. So they don't have their leading pass rusher. They still have
Cody, what's your prediction?
I think Seahawks. I'm gonna say 35.
Yeah.
28. 35-28.
You can see I got my throwback Seahawks blue on
38,
today. My throwback Seahawks blue.
So we all have a 1-score game prediction. So we all think this game's going to be close.
38. I'm changing it to 38.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cody's the only person outside of 1 score. Well, I just personally think that this is going to be a close game, and I don't know. Would any of us be surprised if we lose? Like, I wouldn't personally.
I wouldn't. They beat us every year. I'm predicting that they beat us at home. They beat us at home last year, and they always seem to beat us at home, get a bunch of injuries. So I'm thinking they beat us. They get the better of us in their second game. But yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see Kyler play against us.
Yeah.
Again. See what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so now we're going to do our NFL predictions.
All right, time for the predictions this week. And just so you guys Drew currently in the lead with 63 correct picks. Seth is in second place with 59 correct picks. And I'm in last at 53, a full 10 behind. So that's the current standings. Let's get into it. Cody, what's our first game?
Our first is Cleveland at Cincinnati.
You have to say them louder.
Cleveland at Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Oh, Cleveland.
Battle of Ohio, Cleveland.
First game,
I think the Browns are gonna. The Browns are gonna roll over this one.
The Browns love to beat mediocre football teams, so yeah.
The Browns are gonna dominate.
Buffalo at New York.
Buffalo. New York Giants.
Jets.
And New York Giants.
Jets. Buffalo.
Seth.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait, what is the game?
Buffalo Jets.
Oh, Buffalo. Buffalo, no doubt.
I'm going the upset. Buffalo looked terrible for 2 weeks in a row. I'm actually thinking the Jets will get their first win only if Sam Darnold is playing. But I think Sam Darnold is going to be back. If they start with Joe Flacco, they will lose. But
Yeah, the Jets are looking great. You have a good point there.
No. They've been looking terrible. But they have to win eventually, right? All right, we'll see.
Yeah,
how
but you're
that
like,
goes.
I don't know if do they have to win eventually? Anybody, do they have to win eventually?
They have to win eventually.
I'm not sure
They'll
about
beat the Bills
that.
this week.
I'll let you
it'll
guys
be
talk
close.
this for some more than usual.
All right, what's next?
Pittsburgh at Tennessee.
All right, what do you
Tennessee.
got?
This is a big matchup. Two
This
undefeated.
is a great game. We can spend a little bit on this game.
Yeah,
I have
we
Tennessee.
have
I'm gonna sit down and watch this game. Hopefully.
I'm going
When
Pittsburgh.
is
Their
this?
defense is too good. They're gonna beat up. They have a really good passing defense. They're gonna shut down Ryan Tannehill. All the Titans will have to do is run the ball, and I just don't think Derrick Henry can carry the team all the way past a Steelers team that looks good on both sides of the ball. You know what? I'm going Steelers, but it'll be close.
I think a very close game, and I think the Steelers are gonna win this one as well.
Very close game. I think the Titans are going to win it. I
All
love
right.
coaching by Titans. I like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Love Tannehill. Their defense is good enough to, contain the Steelers for, the most part. So, yeah, I have Titans.
And Drew, you were the only one who correctly picked the Titans last week, so.
Okay, you guys both had Texans. Yeah. Yep. So
All right,
that's a
what's next?
great game. Hopefully I'll be able to watch that. Is this Sunday game or is Sunday
Sunday,
night?
yeah.
Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
I think it's game of the week, maybe.
Maybe.
We have next Kansas City at Denver.
Kansas City.
I'm going
Kansas
Broncos.
City easily.
Denver Broncos get this win. And
Levi with back-to-back Denver Broncos upset.
Yeah. So here's why. So like I said, I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. Kansas City will lose 2 games. They will both be against division rivals, the Broncos and the Raiders. They lost their game to the Raiders. This is their game to the Broncos. They won't lose at home to Denver. They're going to lose on the road to Denver. It's early in the season. After this, no more losses for KC. So if they lose, I'd probably put them off of number 1. But even still, they're the best team. But they have to lose.
I don't know if they have to lose though against the Broncos. I think
The
they
Jets have to win. The Chiefs have to lose. Woo! No, and no. The
That's how
Chiefs
I
are gonna
do it.
roll over the Broncos.
We'll see.
42-10.
If they win, it won't be that big. The Broncos,
42-10.
the Broncos defense held Cam Newton to 12.
Jacksonville at Los Angeles Chargers.
Herbert's getting his first win. I'm calling it now. Chargers win.
Yeah, Herbert gets his first win.
Chargers for sure.
Yeah.
We all love the Chargers in this matchup. Yeah.
I mean, it's the Jaguars. What do you expect? And the Chargers are at home. So, Justin
Yeah.
Herbert, he's going to ball out. It's going to be close, though. Gardner Minshew's going to ball out, too. But Justin Herbert, he has to get his first NFL win at some point. It's coming this week.
All right, so next we have the Green Bay at Houston.
Yeah. I'm
Who are
going
they playing?
back win for Green Bay.
Green Bay at
Houston.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Packers are gonna be angry, and they're gonna come in. They're gonna stomp on Houston. Big win.
Packers.
Yeah, Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers is a bad man, let me tell you.
I don't know if you can tell me, Levi.
I can tell you that.
Not a top 5 quarterback.
Not a top
All
5
right, all right.
now,
Next game.
Next game.
You know him. Aaron wants to be back in the top 5, so he's gonna prove
The
it.
Texans though did play good last week, so it wouldn't be a total surprise if they get the win. But yeah,
No,
I think
it
Aaron
wouldn't. And
Rodgers.
remember, I mean, last year the Packers lost late in the season to a 2-win Chargers team on the road.
All right, Cardi.
They're on the road again here.
San Francisco
yeah.
at New England.
Who at New England? San Francisco? I'm going New England. Bill
This is a
Belichick
good
is the
game.
king of getting bounce back wins.
This
Yeah,
is a really good game.
I'll get New England too. This is a great game. This is an overtime game. If I had to call
I'm
one game, it's
hoping-
the overtime.
I'm hoping that's New England, but I gotta go for 49ers here.
I
If the
have
49ers
18 to
lose,
16.
whichever one of these teams lose is in big trouble, and whichever one wins is looking in a much better shape than they were before.
18-16 New England win.
Low scoring.
21-17 49ers win.
I would say maybe 23-20 New England.
Okay. Yeah. This is a great game. I hope I'll get to watch this game too.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have Tampa Bay at Las Vegas.
Say it louder.
Tampa Bay at Las Vegas.
Mm.
That's a good one.
Another good game here. Wow.
I'm
think I
going
picked
Raiders.
Tampa Bay.
I'm going Raiders.
I'm going Tampa, but close game. It could go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I would
really
agree with
tough
that.
one.
Raiders coming off a bye at home. Man, I'm tempted to go with the Raiders, but I think I am going to go with Brady and the Bucks.
I'm going with the Raiders because those the 10 to 15 type teams. The Bucks have had trouble. They lost against the Bears, and I think the Bears and the Raiders are very similar teams. So I don't know.
Okay,
No,
that's
they're
that's
not.
fair.
Bears and the Raiders are completely different teams. What are you talking about?
All
The
right.
Raiders have a
Alright,
great
No,
offense and bad
no,
defense.
they're not though. Nick
Your
Foles,
Giants-
Derek Carr, they're both hard quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Their
but the Raiders'
quarterback-
offense is playing really well, and their defense is bad. The Bears have one of the best defenses and a terrible offense. So how can you say they're similar teams?
All right, so
Kind of.
but
Oh,
New
and
Giants at
it looks
Philadelphia.
like Drew froze up. He can't answer the question.
New York Giants at Philly.
Giants at Philly?
Yeah.
Ooh, big division game here. I am going to go with the Eagles, getting their
I'm
second
tempted.
win of the
Nah,
season.
this is Eagles. This is Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
Who are the Eagles playing? Sorry, I broke out.
The Giants.
Eagles, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next.
Unanimous.
Lions at Falcons.
Ooh.
A battle of two bad teams. I'm going Atlanta. They looked so good against the Vikings, and the Lions, their defense is probably even worse than the Vikings is. So,
I'm
Atlanta-
going Lions because
Lions, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm rooting for the Lions, but I think they're going to lose. I hope they lose too, honestly, because then maybe they'd fire Matt Patricia. And
I don't really care about this game though that much. So
See, I got my
don't know.
Lions blue.
I got the
Lions
Falcons.
blue on. Lions best team. Got another one of my favorite teams, but you know what? They're bad this year. I think I kind of hope they get Trevor Lawrence. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Next.
Next, we got the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys at the Washington.
I think the Cowboys do get a win here.
Cowboys. Yeah.
You know what? As much as I love the Cowboys, they were so bad. I think maybe the football team will win. I'm going football
Actually,
team
yeah.
for the second win of the season. It's gonna be
I'm still going
three-way
Cowboys.
tie atop the division. The Eagles will be 2-4-1. The team will be 2-5, and the Cowboys will also be 2-5.
Levi, how can you put the Cowboys at 14 and have them lose against the football team? That makes no sense.
Because I think they're going to go strong at the end of the season and make the playoffs. That's why I put them at 14. I have to put my playoff teams in the top 14. That's how I do my
That
ranking.
doesn't make sense though,
I
because
mean,
they're
I
not
get
the
it.
top 14.
You guys rank in different ways, but Seth is going crazy over here. I mean, he's just
You're a
nuts.
joke. You're an absolute joke. You're an absolute joke. You are literally a joke.
Allen
Last
actually
time I
didn't do that
checked,
bad.
power rankings
And
are
the
not
Washington football
playoff
team-
You're an absolute joke.
best
The football team
Power rankings are the top 14 teams in the league, not your playoff teams. I don't care about your playoff teams.
The football team was.
You're stupid.
We've already talked about the power rankings. Don't bring that up again.
All right, so we got Carolina at New Orleans.
New Orleans. Off the bye, they get the win. New
Wow,
Orleans.
why are there so many good games? Why are there so many
Carolina,
good games this week? Holy cow.
Carolina, New Orleans? That's not a great
Well,
game.
nobody thought this
That's
was
a
going to be a
good
good
game.
game. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
honest here.
I had New
Who
Orleans.
thought the Panthers were going 3-3? Not me. Not me. I'll be honest here. I thought the Panthers were
did.
going like 1-5 to start the year.
I like the Panthers at the beginning of the year, and they were out in the
I got the Saints, but another good game.
Yeah, I have the Saints too. I think it's going to be a close-ish game, but I think the Saints are going to dominate the whole way, and maybe it's one score at the end of the game, but yeah.
And then we got the Bears and the Rams.
Another good game. Wow. But I think
Yeah, this is a good game.
I'm taking the Rams. The Bears, they can't win every one of their games. And the
I'm
Rams
taking the
offense,
Bears. The Bears can win every one of their games. Bears are going to 6-1.
Rams
I have the
offense
Bears
is going to outlast the Bears defense. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be a pretty defensive battle, I bet. But the Rams offense, similar to the Cowboys game, the Rams offense in the end is just going to outlast the Bears defense.
All right, and then we got the buys of the Colts, the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a great time to have a bye.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Middle
really
of
is.
the
Watching guys, and
And the good news is that COVID seems like it's maybe no longer an issue right now. The NFL, they got over the first wave. Hopefully there's not a second wave, but yeah. It's good to-
Hopefully. Okay, thank you guys for watching. So
Yeah.
leave a like and subscribe because YouTube algorithm. Okay, bye.
Bye.